focus. Ideate, innovate, enable.
The Indian tourism and hospitality industry has emerged as one of the key drivers of growth in the services sector in India. The country's rising middle class and increasing disposable incomes have continued to support the growth of domestic as well as outbound tourism. Increase in tourism also signifies a direct increase in opportunities for entrepreneurship in the sector. Following the trend, small and medium-sized players have made inroads into a key aspect of the tourism industry, hotels and resorts. Capital is the key need for any kind of business, including for players in the hospitality sector. And State Bank of India's asset-backed loan scheme caters very well to the hotel industry. Launched under its MSME loan schemes folio, SBI's asset-backed loans have helped scores of entrepreneurs since inception.
Everywhere in the world, including India, is changing. The traditional ways of doing business, they are being changed. So a new ecosystem is emerging, and this is around the themes. For example, healthcare, so that will be one thing. Transport, that will be another theme. Say for example, even a housing loan, that will be another theme. So we have to work around in these themes and to capture and from one end of supply chain to the last mile. And the technology should enable us or should enable State Bank of India to provide or meet the needs. They are not necessarily financing needs. The needs for banking could be different. It is payment, it is financing, it is collection. State Bank has all range of products and services which are digitalized, and that digital transformation which is happening in the country and the economy, State Bank is part of that journey. And there is a grand vision that in the new age economy, State Bank of India will be a new age bank which will meet the requirements of the new age economy, moving away from the traditions.
SBI's asset-backed loans are business loans against mortgage of property. The loan covers for all business purposes such as working capital requirement, purchasing of fixed assets, capacity expansion or modernization, technology upgradation, research and development, shoring up of net working capital or any other short-term requirement.
We are present everywhere, and in all these clusters our market share would be more than 30%. So what a cluster does is that from bank's perspective, the task of financing becomes much easier, because their requirement, their product, their technology, most of the time it is identical. So bank can work out a scheme for the cluster based on its need, and then we extend certain concessions also, because our follow-up effort for these accounts is much less in a particular geography, and one or two of our relationship managers, and they can cover the entire cluster. So that benefit of the economics of the scale from bank's point of view is also passed on to the clients who are in a cluster.
Assam-based entrepreneur Mriganka Hazarika made use of SBI's asset-backed loan scheme in 2016 when he needed to expand and further develop Gateway Grandeur, a plush 3-star hotel established in Guwahati. The hotel, a unit of Prerona Infrastructure, is located at the nerve center of the city and is fast becoming a preferred destination for travelers. Established in 2011, it is Prerona Infrastructure's first foray into the world of hospitality and is a veritable showcase of modern comforts and a warm, welcoming environment. SBI has sanctioned a loan of 13 crore rupees for development and modernization of the hotel.
When we thought of converting to a hotel, and when we started the conversion of the building into a hotel, the raising capital was the major issue. And we have to generate capital through financial institution for making the hotel. And we have to return money to the investors also. We have already invested on our property. That time getting a loan from a bank was a very difficult thing. The scenario is not like this. It was a different type of scenario that time. After we moved to SBI, we could generate some surplus revenue for our thing, because lowering of the interest rate and all, we could generate some surplus cash, and that is very required for a hotel. Hotel has the interior of a hotel is a very short lifespan. You have to change it continuously. You have to renovate it, maintain it, and it costs money. So, and without proper maintenance, a hotel doesn't run at all. So we are still managing 80% occupancy, in this stiff competition. So SBI plays a key role in our success. We have taken loan from SBI under asset-backed loan, and the process was very smooth. It was a totally hassle-free experience, and the officials were very professional. They sanctioned the loan within a very minimum time.
The hotel is a 10-storied building situated at Christian Basti in Guwahati. It has been developed keeping in mind the premium and mid-market value segment. Thus, it focuses on maintaining high standards of excellence in all spheres. The interior design has been done by one of the best in the business, keeping every minute detail in mind.
When we are paying a lesser interest rate, we are generating some surplus revenue. So now we can afford some extra revenue, which results in constant infrastructural growth, renovation, upgradation, etc., which are very much essential for a star category hotel like us. Now we are competing with all the 5-star hotels in Guwahati. You see, it has a positive impact in the market positioning of our hotel. That way, it gives us success.
Hotel Gateway Grandeur is also the first hotel in the Northeast to open its doors to a new segment of tourism known as health tourism, a concept that is designed to rejuvenate the body and relax the mind.
We are getting the feedback from guests, always the positive. The guests are telling that mainly our service we are providing is a good quality service, and our atmosphere, the guests they used to feel a homely atmosphere here. That is our plus point, we think. And in hospitality sector, that is very important, that is required, and our future is good.
Boasting a privileged spot in the historic city of Guwahati and just a short stroll from the mighty Brahmaputra and the famous Kamakhya temple, Gateway Grandeur successfully fuses style with comfort. Services and safety are of paramount importance, and the management ensures guests are catered to at even the oddest of hours. The hotel employs over 24 skilled and semi-skilled employees, reinforcing its stature as one of the key small employers in the area.
Increased financing by MSME sectors, by public sector units, for increased employment, increased job growth and industry growth, trade growth. It's very much essential, because these sectors only gives you the maximum employment, be it by direct or in indirect way. This is the maximum employment generation units, MSME.
They say the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and Hotel Gateway Grandeur truly reflects the massive success of SBI's MSME loan schemes. From manufacturing sector to services including luxury resorts, SBI has truly hit the bullseye with entrepreneurs in one of the world's fastest growing economies, perfectly fulfilling its role as India's leading commercial bank. State Bank of India has been helping entrepreneurs in manufacturing, trading and service sectors take their businesses to the next level by catering to their investment needs for acquiring fixed assets through its construction equipment loan scheme for SMEs. Under this scheme, SBI provides a line of credit for financing new machinery, equipment and vehicles for construction activities.
These days, Make in India is a priority and focus of Government of India. Infrastructure is another focus of Government of India. So if infrastructure has to happen, we need to have a set of contractors ready with their equipments. So we decided to devise a product for these basically contractors who would be using these earth movers and other such equipments. And we have come up with a product which is a drop line overdraft method. It's not a term loan. So you can use it as a OD also. It's at a very competitive rate of interest. And we have here also we have tied up with many of the OEMs to finance these borrowers. We have been doing this equipment finance since long, but as a product we have launched it in the recent past. So we would have financed around 300 borrowers under this scheme, and our exposure would be around 500 crores. We have plans to expand it in a big way and touch say 1,000 crores in a short while.
Hubli-based civil engineer M.B. Veeranagowda had humble beginnings. Hailing from the countryside in North Karnataka, he started his journey as a Class 3 civil contractor in the year 1996.
1996, ನಾನು private license.
In 1996, I got the license to work as a civil contractor and therefore got my first tender order. But I felt helpless as I had the order but did not have the money to execute it. I took help from an engineer by the name of Halikari Sahab, who was heading the steel and cement department. He helped me in procuring the materials from the department, and thereafter I started the road work. Like this, I kept getting smaller projects and soon became a Class 2 contractor. Then I got a work certificate done. The work I had finished was worth 5 lakh rupees. After this, I finished the construction work of the Kundagala Primary Healthcare Center building. Thereafter, I got a project worth 15 lakhs, with which I finally became a Class 1 contractor. By that time, I needed more money. When there is more work, investments are bound to be scaled up.
But the progress from a Class 3 to a Class 1 civil contractor was slow and full of challenges owing to the lack of capital investment to grow his business even when the projects kept coming. In 2006, Veeranagowda made use of SBI's construction equipment loan scheme to acquire equipment like tipper trucks so he could apply for government tenders as a Class 1 contractor.
ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಟಿಪ್ಪರ್ ಲೋನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡೆ.
I took a loan to buy a tipper lorry. Once I bought it, I started repaying the loan on a monthly basis. All my lump sum earnings used to go in repaying my loans instead of investing it elsewhere. Like this, I closed all existing loans and took new loans to support my growing business. I own 8 tippers now. I realized that if I had my own vehicle, I need not be at the mercy of people for hiring. It is better to have one's own vehicles, as one could offer services around the clock. I also realized that I had to make use of the bank loans to grow my business. The bank also helped me with the loan, seeing my track record and my growing business.
ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಓನ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು 24/7 ದಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು.
Over the last 10 years, Veeranagowda has been able to increase his construction equipment fleet to include more tipper trucks, JCBs, road rollers and a mixing plant for road construction. This multifold growth in his business became possible due to the capital that became available to him through SBI's SME schemes that allowed him to apply for bigger projects.
In 2010, 2 crore one road construction work was taken. Then by that time I have taken 3 tippers loan from the SBI. With that,
I finished a 2 crore project in 4 to 5 months with the help of 3 tipper lorries. After this, I took a 6 crore project for which I needed vehicles, plant and machinery. I took a loan and bought the vehicles and machinery and finished the work in 60 weeks. By this time, it was 2013. My turnover was more than 15 crores. Like this, year on year, my business has been growing. In 2016-17, I got a PMG project worth 30 crore rupees. It's an ongoing project where 40% of the work is already finished.
Speedy and professional delivery of loans coupled with business enabling solutions have ensured that entrepreneurs like Veerana Gowda keep coming back. Over the years, seeing his success and track record, Veerana Gowda's loan limit has grown along with his business from 25 lakh rupees in 2006 to 4.25 crore rupees today.
The commercial vehicles ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸನ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
Once I gave the loan papers to SBI, they simply passed it after scrutinizing it. They made sure that I did not face any difficulty getting the loan. Since I was a valuable customer for them, they did not make me wait much. They used to call me into the cabin to give me the loan amount or take any signature on the loan paper. They helped me a lot and did not waste any time. Sometimes, they even used to ask me to tell them the requirement over the phone itself instead of coming personally to the branch. The bank managers have watched my progress and helped me by way of loans to grow. I too, in return, made sure that I repay all loans on time to keep their trust intact. I now have a respectable position in society. And it's all thanks to the people of State Bank of India. I ask them to support me in my future endeavors too, as they have done so in the past.
Progress and ನೋಡಿ ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಬಂದರು. ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚಿರಋಣಿಯಾಗಿ ನಂದು ಏನಿದೆ.
In the beginning, when he has approached us for working capital needs, we have seen him as a upcoming contractor, and based on the works on hand with him, we have assisted him. At the same time, while he was growing with over the years, and at the same he has approached for commercial vehicles also, because it will be required for his work, day-to-day works. He did not want to depend on the others to hire the vehicles, and he wanted to have his own vehicles. And at the same time, by seeing his works on hand, his growth, we have assisted from SBI as much as we can with his by satisfying his track record, and he has been a very good customer for SBI. So far, he has been a prompt repair.
Veerana Gowda's current clientele includes the Public Works Department, IWTD Division, Bhadra Canal Division in Dharwad, as well as clients from other neighbouring districts in Karnataka. His success story is yet another proof of SBI's commitment to nurturing budding entrepreneurs and ensuring industrialization and job creation at the grassroots levels through its diverse portfolio of SME schemes.